Jesus is the way to love. He is the pathway to love. He is the guide to love. And the way he loves is the way we are supposed to love too. In addition, Jesus is the truth about love. You really want to understand what love is, you got to look at Jesus. He is the truth about love. In addition, he is the life of love. John chapter 3, verse 16, we're familiar with that verse. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Now, I want to focus on the beginning and the end. God so loved, therefore, some things happen to give us life eternal. So we have life because of love. So true love gives you and I life. In other words, when you are in relationship with somebody, if the person truly loves you, you should feel alive. You should feel alive. You should feel invigorated. You should feel like living. You shouldn't feel like killing yourself. You shouldn't feel suicidal. You shouldn't feel like you don't want tomorrow to come. Because love gives life. So having said that, I want to address 4 things that love is, 3 things that love does, and what love is not. Okay? What love is, what love does, and what love is not. Okay? Number 1, love is a decision you make. Love is a decision you make. In Romans chapter 5, verse 8, we are told that God demonstrated his love toward us in this, that while we were yet sinners, he loved us. While we were yet sinners, he died for us. So, even though God knew way ahead of time that we were not in a condition to be loved, he loved us anyway. So that means he decided to do it. Love is a decision you make. Love is not a feeling. Love is a decision you make. Now don't misunderstand me. When you are in love, you will have feelings. But just because you have feelings does not mean you are in love. Let me say that again. When you are in love, you will have feelings. But just because you have feelings doesn't mean you are in love. And feelings are up and down. Up and down. I like the way a guy named Matthew Kelly described feelings. He said feelings are just the aroma of the flower we call love. But flowers are not always in bloom. Feelings are just the aroma of the flower that we call love, but flowers are not always in bloom. In other words, if you have a flower, whether the flower blooms or doesn't bloom, you know it's still a flower. When you have love, just because you feel something or you don't feel something, it doesn't change the fact that it's love. When Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was not feeling like going to the cross. He didn't feel like going to the cross, but he did it anyway because God demonstrated his love toward us, that while we were yet sinners, he died for us. He did it anyway because he loved us. Love is not based on how you feel, it's based on an act of your will. Love is not emotional, it's volitional, meaning you make the decision to love.